And your environment, wow, your environment, you might feel, oh, look at this, we have the past, and you're like still in some kind of environment. So you're going from the 6 to 7, you still might be surrounded with people. And remember how we had the Chariot and then we had the Lover, so we went from 7 to 6, and here we're going to 6 to 7. So as you can see, it's kind of like a yo-yo effect that I'm kind of like picking up on it. And this is why we had this many interference, which I know it was driving you nuts. But think about your own life and where things are hectic like that, where you feel like, oh my freaking god, the technology, everything is coming in my way. This is all kind of like calling in and saying you just need to trust. You really don't need to know where you're going. It's kind of like a final destination is clear, but all these little curves on the road, just kind of like trust that you're going to get there. This is your environment. Your environment might be, as I said, tricky. This card actually in the other decks has a really bad meaning, but I am not a reader who reads card. Oh well, this is what I learned, is keywords I'm going to tell you. Really positioning myself in a situation. So what would I experience? What would I feel if I were in her shoes? And her shoes are really nice shoes. In the connection over here, you see the red, and she also has hidden underneath something red. To me, this suggests royalty. You know, he has this R over here, or I don't know whether it be B or R, RB. To me, this really tells me that she's much more with the red sleeves here than she is represented over here with. And even though in the other decks it's really talking about betrayal and taking things, I actually don't see that. I think this is rightfully hers. So there's like somebody around you. It's almost like that you are being observed by someone, and this person is willing to offer you, let's say, kind of like bridge that certain things can actually move forward, especially if there's like somebody from the past, because these two cards are obviously linking. It just keeps coming in a full circle over here. But at the same time, they're like really holding on to almost like, you know, their own fort. You see these like two swords over here. No, that's staying behind. Certain things I won't do, certain things I cannot do. They have like, look at this, look, they're like 4 of them over here, and you had 6 of them. So we need to understand that most of the time we think about ourselves. We kind of understand ourselves, or trying to understand ourselves really well. And as much as you kind of like have all of these baggage, all of these hurdles, so do they. And believe it or not, they actually have less than you do. And it's kind of like peace kind of like offer to you. They're extending this willingness to be with you, to kind of like cooperate, to go forward. And also what I really like is like she has a whole bunch of flowers. It almost like tells me that you might be dealing with someone who has a almost like medicinal properties, if you wish. I know it sounds weird, but that's kind of came to me, and I really usually tell people all these associations that are kind of like pouring through. So I do know that generally, like, you know, not many people can touch you and heal you, but there is like something about this person that you really need to think through. Look at these corners that I'm seeing so far. I mean, all these corners are extremely positive. So you might feel that this person betrayed you, but there are things about this person that you really need to take in account. So I do get it. You want to be a little bit reserved, or quite a bit reserved. You want to say, look, you are not going to mess my life, and this is absolutely the right thing to do, and you're right to do. However, at the same time, if you're open to some kind of discussion, communication, then things have to be kind of like put out in the open and be dealt with in a proper fashion, because there is clearly a potential over here. I really do have to tell you that.